All right, hey yogis. So if you're just joining us right now, this practice is going to be about 20 minutes. Otherwise, we're going to get started. Here we go. All right, inhale, starting in a seated easy pose. Go ahead and inhale, reach your arms up to the ceiling. Exhale, fold right over your thighs. Really extend the spine nice and long here. Feel your sits bones rooted into the mat. On your next breath in, inhale, reach both arms up to the ceiling. And then we're going to exhale, drop the right arm down to the mat, look up at the ceiling, left arm going up overhead. Inhale, reach both arms up. Exhale, switch directions. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, switch directions once again. Inhale, lift up. Exhale, switch directions. Now inhale here, uncross, recross your legs so that feels funky. Inhale, reach your arms up, and then exhale, fold over your thighs once again. Again, root the sits bones down into the mat. Take 2 deep cleansing breaths here. Breathe in through the nose and out. One more time, big breath in and out. Slowly roll over your thighs. Go ahead and find your downward facing dog. Pressing your heels down toward the mat. Maybe pedaling out the heels here. Lifting up on your toes, maybe shaking the head yes, shaking the head no. Inhale, lift up your right leg, and then step it between your hands, finding Vinyasa. Drop that back left leg down on the mat. Keep your hands on the mat. Take a big breath in, pull your chest forward, and then exhale, hinge back to leaping monkey. So sit your booty back toward your heel. Your right toes are going to draw up toward your face. Inhale, pull forward to that Vinyasa lunge once again. Exhale, go back. Inhale, shift forward. Exhale, go back. One more time, big breath in, go forward. Exhale, shift back. Hold this one here. Really flex those toes up towards your face. Get that nice stretch through your right hamstring. Guiding your forehead down toward your right shin. Good. Take another deep breath in. And exhale. Shift forward here. And then when you're ready, curling those back toes under if they're not curled already, press back to downward facing dog. Left leg is going to go up high this time. Step between your hands for that Vinyasa lunge, dropping your back right leg. Flipping your toes so that the toenails are digging down into the mat. When you're ready, pull your chest forward on an inhale, and then exhale, sit back toward your right heel. Inhale, draw yourself forward. Exhale, shift back. Inhale, go forward. Exhale, shift back. Inhale, go forward. Exhale, shift back, holding this one. Drawing your toes up toward your face. Make those subtle little adjustments so that you feel that nice deep hamstring stretch on the left. And that's different for everybody. Sometimes our booties need to be up further. Sometimes they need to be closer to our heel. Whatever works for you, it's your practice. When you're ready, draw yourself forward on an inhale and then curl it back toe under. Press back to your downward facing dog. Here we go. Right leg is going to lift up once again. Step between your hands. Come into Vinyasa lunge. Now sweep your arms up to the ceiling this time. You can press your palms together or you can have them apart, turning your pinky fingers inward. Take a deep breath here. And then as you exhale, you're going to go ahead and release both hands down to the mat. Curl your back toes under. Standing splits will be next, lifting the left leg up to the ceiling. Now this standing splits is more for our hamstring stretch to start before we move into some more balance. So go ahead, make sure you have kind of a little micro bend in that right leg. Keep drawing your right forehead down toward the mat. Keep drawing that right forehead even closer to your right shin. Now on your next big breath in, gaze forward. Take your time as you draw your left knee into your chest, finding stork pose. Arms lift up to the ceiling. flexing the toes up towards your face. Balance is different every day. Sometimes we have it, some days we don't. So can you extend your legs straight, drawing the toes up toward your face still, really squeezing through your quad here. And then take your hands to your heart. Now here, we're gonna shift back without touching the left leg down to the mat. It's kind of like a pendulum, so go ahead and start swinging it back. Now it's squaring off to the mat, finding warrior three. Keep flexing through those toes like you're stamping the back wall. And then maybe can you extend both arms up overhead in front of you, but they definitely can stay at heart center too if that works for you. Slowly take your time as you release both hands down to the mat, standing splits. Now this one we're working on our balance. So can we go ahead and take the right hand maybe to the ankle? Maybe that's as far as you go today. Send your gaze slightly in front of your toes and then maybe work your left hand to your ankle as well. Maybe that doesn't work today, but that's okay. Balance is different every day. Do what works for you. Nice job, you guys. Good. Now slowly release the left leg down to the mat, framing your right foot in a runner's lunge. Plant both hands down on the mat. Step your right foot back to meet the left. Feel free to move through a vinyasa flow here or just press back to downward facing dog. Good. Take a deep breath in. Let it empty. Left leg goes up high. Step between your hands, Anjaneyasana on this side. Good, sweep the arms up to the ceiling on this one. Again, hands can be apart, they can be pressing together. Maybe you're really drawing your chest forward to get a little bit of a back bend here. Do what feels good in your body. Release your hands down to the mat, find your standing splits. This one's for the stretch. So don't really worry too much about the arm placement, but worry about trying to deepen the fold that you have here. Keep pointing your right hip point down toward the ground. So that means your toes are flexing and your toes are facing down toward the mat. Good. Do you have maybe a little bit more space to draw that forehead just a smidge closer to your shin? Good, now nice and slow, take your time. You're rising up to stork pose next. As you start to draw your knee in toward your chest, lifting the arms up when you get there, flexion in your foot. Good, releasing the face, releasing your jaw and shoulders. Nice adjustments. Can you straighten your leg? Squeeze that quad to see if you could get some height of the leg. Can you pull it up just a little bit closer using the engagement of your core? Nice job. Slowly bringing your hands to heart center. And then nice and slow, start to pendulum that leg all the way back. Don't let it touch down to the ground. Finding your warrior three, toes flexing down. Hands at heart center to start, but when you're ready and feeling nice and balanced, extend those arms out in front of you. Biceps by the ears. And then just take notice of where your breath went in this standing position. We often hold it when we're in our balancing poses. Nice and slow, finding your standing splits. And then this one is working on the balance. So maybe we just gently grab the left hand this time to the ankle and pause right there and have the right hand as a little bit of a kickstand. Or maybe the right hand starts to just wiggle its way closer and closer to that left foot. The gaze is so important here. Make sure you're gazing down and fixing that gaze. Nice. And then slowly releasing the hands wherever they are. Plant them down on the mat and then send that foot way, way back in that runner's lunge. Step your other foot to meet it. Move through a vinyasa flow if you choose, or just going into that downward facing dog. Take a huge breath in. Let it empty. Inhale into high plank. Engaging through your core here. Keep pressing the mat away, nice and firm through the palms, especially pressing through the index finger and the thumb. Engaging your navel up and in. Squeezing your glutes, squeezing your quads. Releasing your face though. Come down on your right forearm. Come down on your left forearm. Nice and long in your forearm plank. And then set your gaze at the top of your mat. So you create that nice straight line of energy. Good. Keep engaging there. You've got this. Come up on the right hand. Up on the left hand, returning to your plank position. Keep squeezing everything in. Good. Keep pressing and rounding your back out like cat back. Good. Go down on the left forearm, down on the right forearm. Keep holding. Are you holding your breath? Keep breathing. Got 3 more breaths. Make them long and deep. Inhale. And exhale. Inhale. Exhale. 1 more. Big breath in. Long exhale. Slowly drop your hip points down to the mat. You'll find yourself in Sphinx pose. So that means that your elbows are in line with your shoulders. Squeeze and kind of zip up your legs as you pull your chest forward, just a tiny little back bend. Slowly reach both arms out in front of you. Lay one cheek to one side. Returning to Sphinx pose, bringing again your elbows directly underneath your shoulders, setting your gaze, peeling your chest forward, zipping up your thighs. It's really important here too to make sure you're still engaging through your core and not letting your belly kind of go limp. Extend both arms forward once again, but turn your cheek in the opposite direction. Moving through a little bit of a back bend sequence. So go ahead and draw your chest forward and look at your hands. Thumbs facing up to the ceiling. On an inhale, we're going to come into Superman pose. So lift up your chest, lift up your legs. Big breath here. And then exhale, cactus the arms like you're kind of doing a pull down. And then inhale, reach your arms back out. And then exhale, drop everything down to the mat. Let's do that again. Inhale, pick everything up. Exhale, pull those arms out to your sides. Inhale, reach. Exhale, lower down. Again, big breath in. Exhale. Breathe in, reach. Exhale, lower down. Last time, big breath in. Exhale. Inhale. And then exhale, releasing everything down. From here, bring your hands near your rib cage. Press slowly up to a tabletop position and then swing your legs around. We're going to find our bridges and wheels from here. So you can come down on your back. Good. Bring your heels forward. On your next breath in, you're going to pick up your hips off of the mat, keeping your shoulders down. Keep thinking about tracking your knees together in that nice line of energy. Lift both arms straight up to the ceiling, and then exhale, slowly lower down. We'll go again to another bridge back bend. So when you're ready, inhale, pick up the hips. You can bend your elbows as well, drawing your elbows towards your sides, really pressing into your triceps, lifting those hips up even more to the ceiling. Maybe can you go ahead and come up onto your toes. Feel that extension through the spine that you created just by lifting up the toes. Keep that extension in the spine and slowly set one heel down at a time. Inhale, reach the arms back up to the ceiling to broaden through the shoulders, and then exhale, slowly lowering the hips. One final back on your backs. You can move back into that bridge pose if you choose, or if you'd like to move into wheel pose, you're welcome to do that as well. So you take your fingertips by your shoulders if you're prepping for wheel, and then you'll press your arms straight as you guide your chest to the back of your mat. Keep drawing your knees together. Keep breathing wherever you've chosen to go, even if that's bridge pose once again. If you're in wheel, slowly draw your chin to your chest, bending at your elbows, releasing that bridge just like we did once again. And then we find a counter pose for our back bend. So that's either towards your chest. From here, you can thread your arms through, reaching in the back of the hamstring or maybe up on the left shin to intensify the stretch for yourself, whatever works for you. Sometimes straightening the leg feels really good as well to some people. But think about always actively pushing the right knee away. Slowly release that leg down, uncrossing the legs. Maybe a little windshield wiper of both legs is what you need here. We'll set up on the other side when you're ready. Go ahead and draw both knees into your chest. Cross the left leg over this time. Always clear that ankle joint there as you cross over. And then any option with your arms. Maybe this is enough, not doing anything. Maybe grabbing behind your hamstring or the shin, or maybe straightening out the right leg works. Pick what feels best in your body. And slowly releasing the leg here again, maybe a little windshield wipering of the legs from side to side. And from here, it's time for some inversions. So my absolute favorite inversion is to take the legs up the wall. If you have a wall nearby, you can slide your mat there and then go ahead and bring them up. Otherwise, you can just simply extend the legs straight up to the ceiling as well. That's an option. Otherwise, moving into shoulder stand or headstand if that's in your practice. Go ahead and choose some sort of inversion today to get that blood to kind of reverse its direction. Once you've found your inversion, you'll go ahead and you'll find about 10 to 12 breaths there. Maybe if you've chosen that headstand, maybe you work the core a little bit by piking the legs and then lifting them back up. Let's do 2 more rounds of breath here. And slowly take your time as you exit out of your inversion. If you chose waterfall or shoulder stand or plow, you're up on your shoulders, so your counter pose is fish pose for that. If you're up on your head, choosing a headstand or handstand, you'll go right into a child's pose. But for fish pose, extend those legs nice and straight. Go ahead and come down on the forearms. Puff out the chest as you lay the head back. Slowly releasing down onto your mat. Drawing both knees into your chest to finish off with a spinal twist. Opening your arms up to a T, you'll drop the knees over to the left. If you'd like to intensify this stretch, you can always cross the right leg over the left. And then gaze to your right hand. On your next breath in, go ahead and draw the knees to center. If you have them crossed, uncross. Plant your feet down on the mat. Lift your hips up. Do a tiny little reset of the spine. And then when you're ready, go ahead, draw those knees into your chest once again. Drop them over to the right as your gaze goes left. If you're choosing that crisscross leg, the left leg crosses over the right. Drawing the knees back to center, plant the feet on the ground. Inhale, pick up the hips, reset the spine. And then go ahead and extend the legs straight out on your mat. It's time for Shavasana pose, palms facing up. Take these next few moments of your practice to just be still. And again, finding that feeling of being grounded. Notice all the spaces where your body actually grounds in and roots into the mat. Take note of those all the way from the crown of your head, all the way down to the tips of your toes. Slowly starting to add movement back into your body. Wiggling fingertips, wiggling toes. Reaching your arms wall to wall, giving yourself a nice full body stretch. And then you're going to choose either rolling off to the right side if you'd like to invite in more energy throughout the rest of your day, or rolling left if you need some more relaxation. Pausing there for a moment, using your bicep as a pillow. And just knowing lately that we cannot always change the circumstances, but we can always adjust our consciousness. Slowly make your way up to a seated easy pose with your hands at your heart, eyes closed. Draw your thumb knuckles into your sternum. We're going to take a deep breath in, let it out. I think we're going to Om. All right, here we go. Take a deep breath in. Inhale, thumb knuckles to the third eye. Bowing forward, namaste. Thanks for joining me, yogis. You did awesome. I hope you enjoyed your practice. Catch us maybe for another one.